It's Week 14 of the National Football League, and we'll be watching the Browns' veteran quarterback. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Browns and the Steelers, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club, and they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So here's a 3rd and 14. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback, maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
The secret to his game and his success? Incredible chemistry with each and every one of the guys who catches passes with him. And not only does he ask them to stay after practice or meet it before practice, he actually demands it because he knows if they have that kind of chemistry built up, they're going to be hard to beat each and every ball game.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The numbers for him from a week ago, 7 catches, 79 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steelers offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he's been a nightmare for defenses to try and contain all year long. NFL leader in rushing yards at the QB position here late in the season. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup there, especially when it comes on the heels of a 3-and-out the first time you have the ball. They were determined to not have that happen again, and that's a nice throw for their first down of the game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. 41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
2nd down and 4. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved.
Offense.
The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. So 1st and goal now from the 7-yard line. They'll set up a throw. And a quick throw here that's complete. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw here. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there, with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Steelers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. The Browns had 3 and 9 now on the year. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here. And it kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
2nd and 11. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
Partner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss, because this is an obvious passing situation, but instead they fooled them a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost and then a little bit more.
And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. About 5, 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
56 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season.
In motion goes the tight end. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh 1st. Back to throw now on 1st down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 7 catches, 69 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
On play action, they'll throw. And that is incomplete.
We look at this Browns defense.
Against the pass, they're hoping to trend in the opposite direction because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 33. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big play that time on the catch and run. 31 yards.
What a first quarter he's been putting together. He scored the touchdown earlier, and he's in phase right out of the gate. Right now, he's playing with such confidence, he doesn't believe that they have an answer for him no matter what they do on defense. And here's another big play to prove his point.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to be. Quarter number 2. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. As they've got it as we resume action. 2nd and 3. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. How about this Browns defense they've held so far? This is now 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Like what I've seen so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Browns offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. We get a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns by a running back, and he sets the pace here in the latter stages of the season.
The Browns drive about to get started. They'll start on the ground here on first down. He'll take this up just shy of the 40. Excellent display of footwork on that run. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 now. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll be well short of a first down as he stopped again right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Steelers offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
Up to the 20. These two teams met in Pittsburgh earlier in the year with the Steelers prevailing in that one. So they'll be looking for the win here in Cleveland to complete the season sweep.
Here's 2nd and 8. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 19 yards that time for number 19.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Still fighting for more. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
73 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. He'll look to throw. That is knocked away and incomplete, but a penalty flag. In the backfield, this might be a roughing call.
So roughing the passer penalty and an automatic first down.
And that's the mark of a bad team, partner, because that's an easily preventable penalty, but they just didn't take the proper steps to make it so.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Thompson.
And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
They'll drop to throw. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
2nd and a couple.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And this offense on third down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll try and run for it. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you punt the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means It's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
They go play action here on first down. Fighting, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they will take over at the 29-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
The Browns set to take over.
And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride to the offense this go-around. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Holding offense.
So they decline the hold, and that's going to lead to a fourth down.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3.
So the fumble recovery had him set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. Now, he's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
Passer, defense.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. In motion, the tight end. They're going to look to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole, 3rd and long.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here is 3rd and quite a ways.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He shakes him off. And that one too wide and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Now 3rd down and 7.
Looking to throw. And that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6.
Offense.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter.
And he's going to have a Browns 1st down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis, and it's the Colts who have the lead in the 2nd quarter. Josh Downs, a touchdown reception. From there, let's stay in the Midwest and head down to Kansas City to check on the Chiefs at Arrowhead. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. The Raiders locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. As you can see, the score there in the 2nd quarter. The Bills trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it.